We are here this evening doing the first of the winter barley sowing for the year, and I said I'd make a video on the 2025 Agricultural Science Brief, which is investigating how changes in practice or advances in technology have been a benefit to Irish agriculture. So I just said I'd make this quick video, I suppose, because only for the changes in practices and advances in technology I wouldn't be able to do this, to be able to be a secondary school teacher and then come home in the evening and face into sowing whatever amount of ground we're sowing today. So this is the first advance, I suppose, in technology I'd like to speak about here. This is an auto steer system. As you can see here, the tractor is fully steered itself. There's a globe on the roof here, and the tractor is going up and down the field, completely controlled by this screen here. It does all its own steering. This technology has really helped me, because you come home there, I came home today from school, whatever time, and you know, it's late. Well, it's not late yet, but it's 9:30 there now, and you know, you wouldn't feel a bit tired. You're not concentrating as much going up and down the field there when the tractor is doing it all self. All I do is turn at the headlands, and I suppose that is one area where technology has really advanced. And there's a number of different ways you could experiment this, from looking at plant populations and establishment and how plants have established more accurately from using an auto steer system. You could see how plant competition occurs. You could look at how pest control can be improved, less herbicides, fungicides, pesticides in general needed, less fertilizer wasted when we use this technology. There is a number of different ways of investigating how this technology, we'll say, has helped improve agriculture. I'm just lining up my auto steer here. Again, you have to line it up itself. Now there is a way actually of setting it up that you don't have to line it up yourself, but look, we're not going to be that lazy. So the next thing I'm just going to show you here is the computer on the one pass itself. So since we came home today, we have sown, see here, 3.37 hectares, and this is an electric metering system. See here, we're putting it in at 187 kilograms per hectare. We're doing about 6 kilometers an hour, 5.8, 5.9, 6 kilometers an hour. I can actually go a touch faster than that now, so I should go up to 7.1 there. This technology here, again, when they were sowing corn years ago or sowing barley years ago, nothing like that was in. You could compare this to sowing via broadcast method with a fertilizer spreader, as some farmers still do. You could compare the, again, plant establishment, the yield of the crop, the vigor. There is a number of different experiments you could use based on comparing something like using a system like this to a standard broadcast system or an older type corn drill. And I suppose another thing to note is it is Friday the 27th of September, which is relatively early for sowing winter crops. But the reason I am able to sow so early is because of the variety I'm using. I'm using a variety called Integral, which is a BYDV tolerant variety. So again, that is another advance in technology or change in practice, using different genetic crosses to allow me to sow this crop in earlier conditions. We'll say if I had to wait another 2 weeks, this field can be quite heavy, and I might not be able to sow this field in 2 weeks' time. So using this hybrid, well, it's actually not a hybrid barley technically, but by using this advance in genetic crosses, I can now sow that bit earlier and don't have to worry about aphids giving my crop BYDV or barley yellow dwarf virus, which we would learn about in either 5th year or Leaving Cert. So I suppose that is another huge huge piece of technology that has affected us. Another thing that could be looked into, I suppose, here is the tractor beside us is using a reversible plough, and we could look at how weed control is affected by using a reversible plough compared to having to use herbicides to spray off crops, or you could look at how it affects soil compaction. There's a number of different experiments there that could be investigated based on that too. So it just shows, look, all around us, modern agriculture in Ireland, there's so much happening, so much you can investigate, and if anyone has any questions, I suppose you can send me an email and we can have a look into it.